Health facilities in the Akatsi North District of the Water region are desperately in need of medical doctors to achieve efficient and quality healthcare delivery. The district has only one clinic located at the Abadakpa, the capital, and a few CHIPS facilities. As regional correspondent Komla Ado reports, all health facilities in the district do not have a single medical doctor or even a midwife.
According to the district chief executive, James Gunu, the only two midwives who were working at the health facility retired 3 months ago and are yet to be replaced. He lamented bitterly about the situation, attributing it to lack of patriotism on the part of graduates who refused postings to the rural areas. He pleaded with the Ghana Health Services to, as a matter of urgency, provide the district with some doctors.
They have come to complement our effort as a district and for that matter government, what we are doing. Health delivery is brought to the doorstep of our people. We appreciate their coming. They came, they've treated children, pregnant women, disabled persons, and I'm most grateful to them. And I'm also making an appeal to them to make it at least twice every year.
Meanwhile, to complement healthcare delivery efforts, the Assembly, in conjunction with the Disaster Voluntary Organization of Ghana, organized a 5-day medical outreach to screen patients. It involved 10 medical students and 2 doctors from Temple University College, United States of America, supported by officials from DVOG. The team set up mobile clinics at Avivo Agomo and Ayed Dokpa and screened over 500 patients free of charge. Leader of the team, Dr. Morgan Oakland, noted the team was happy to help with healthcare delivery in the area. She stated a greater portion of pregnant women and children screened had malaria.
Treated many people for malaria. Mostly we've been treating pregnant women and children for malaria. Some other parts of the population we've been treating. We've seen people who are very sick, 2 people who are a little bit sick and we think it's malaria. We've seen hypertension, a lot of hypertension, and then some heart problems, heart palpitations like arrhythmias, and different types of angina.
The DCE later hosted a send-off soiree for them and in appreciation for their gesture, presented them with some kente fabrics. Komlado's report for Joy News.
The pharmacy chamber has threatened to withdraw services to the National Health Insurance Scheme due to non-payment for services rendered. Stanley Ej is head of research of the Chamber of Pharmacy of Ghana. He's joined me over the telephone. Hello, Stanley. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, madam.
So, Stanley, I'm hoping this time would be able to know exactly how much is owed to the pharmacy chamber by the people you supply to.
Yeah, in terms of how much it is owned, it's still quite of a difficulty to say, except to add that even if, say, hospital A or a facility A is owned by the Health Insurance Authority and they are get paid, as much as 53% comes to cover for their drug supply. And because of the nature of the death and the arrest, it's quite of a difficulty trying to tabulate. So that's it. But it's a huge amount. For any amount that is released, more than half, or the total debt, more than half goes to the pharmaceutical supply.
I wanted to believe that after your first caution, the National Health Insurance Authority would have come forward to have some sort of engagement with you. What sort of engagements have you had since then?
Unfortunately, the engagement has been on that they've had assurances from the ministry that monies are going to be released next week or immediately, very soon, but it hasn't gone beyond the assurances, and that's why we've also come to the conclusion that, or to the firm conviction that until we have a solution at our end, that's that any facility indebted to the team for more than 2 months, we will not be able to supply it. That's some way, somehow, our way of solving it from our end, because we realize that from the end of the Health Insurance Authority, solutions or sustainable solutions seems to be far from over as far as the reimbursement is concerned.
So any facility that owes you more than 2 months will not get any medical supplies from the chamber?
Exactly, that's the case, yeah.
And that will be from when?
So in effect, under the current arrangement, in effect, we will say all health facilities comes under the category as we've mentioned that from August 1st. To the extent that every health
from August 1?
Very well.
Okay.
To the extent that every health facility is indebted more than 2 months, in some cases 6 months, 7 months, 9 months, and the thing has become so kind of haphazard, and we are not so. It's a very difficult picture, and it's important government and important stakeholders get to understand the gravity and the enormous the issue we are confronted with and intervene immediately. So, for example, you made supply some 9 months back under exchange rate regime of 1 to 2 cedi, and today we are talking about 3.7 and over, and it's just not affecting the profit or the profit you'll be making now. It's so much going even into your capital. It's really a difficult and gloomy picture.
I see. And so from August 1, any facility that owes you more than 2 months should forget getting supplies from you. What's been the reaction from the NHI? That is, if you have formally informed the NHI.
Unfortunately, the NHI seems helpless in the situation, to the extent that for them, their position is and has always been, as soon as they get their statutory releases from the Minister of Finance, they immediately releases the money to the service provider. So it's kind of becoming practical, and your health facility is unable to pay you because health insurance has not reimbursed them. And health insurance has not been able to reimburse them.
Do they know about this August 1 deadline you've given them?
Very well.
They do?
And for them, they may want to play the technical idea of that. They don't deal with us directly, and therefore it's not their back. They should be concerned, and they are concerned, except that because they are government institutions, they are unable to send to our team. But that's exactly the problem they are also confronted with, the inadequate and the not timely releases of money from the Minister of Finance. So I said,
as a chamber, which medical facilities or which hospitals, category of hospitals do you supply to?
In terms of the facilities, we are talking about from all, like we are talking about government hospitals, mission hospitals, and government, across board, including Kwalebu, Konfanot. We are talking about every single health facility you can think of. That's under the Health Insurance Authority. So
if you were to put a figure to it, what percentage would you give as being your contribution of medical supplies to hospitals under the National Health Insurance Scheme?
We would say the private sector, which constitutes the chamber, we will supply more than 80% of the drugs. Now, the only addition, more or less, is the government supply, which is the central medical stores, and they don't really do a lot of supply. So we are talking about all our pharmaceutical establishments that we can think of, and the supplies, and it ranges from every single drug, emergency drugs to over-the-counter drugs. We are talking about medicine. By and large, the whole business is being done by the pharmaceutical establishments, and that which we represent.
I see. Now, the National Health Insurance Authority is mentioned or has assured you to give it some time. I mean, we heard from Parliament this week about how we need a supplementary budget. Why wouldn't you give them a bit more time?
As time comes by the day, then more losses are being made. We are talking about the country being importer of drugs. The chunk of the drugs we supply are imported, and for that matter, the foreign currency come into play here. And if you are talking about drugs you supply and you make your projections under certain foreign exchange regime. So as long as it keeps, and in some cases you go for credit to buy drugs. So as it keeps that long, then the interest rates are piling. You are unable to meet your daily expenditure. You can't pay your salaries. Your bills are piling up, etc. So long as it stays, then it's putting that much difficulty on the companies, and it's a very difficult situation. And we think immediately something monumental or substantial to be done to save the state.
We'll leave our conversation here. Thank you very much, Stanley. Stanley Ejay is with the pharmacy chamber. Now, this chamber is threatening that from August 1, any medical facility that owes it more than 2 months under the National Health Insurance Scheme will not receive any medical supplies, any kind at all from it. We're looking into raising the National Health Insurance Authority over the telephone, find out what they intend to do about this. The chamber is telling us they supply about 80% of all medical supplies to private hospitals in this country that's come under the National Health Insurance Scheme. And we foresee a very terrible situation if they should withdraw their service. We wouldn't want to get there. When we raise the National Health Insurance Authority over the telephone, would bring back the story. In the meantime, you can log on to Facebook, share your thoughts with me. I intend to share it with the rest of us here in the News Desk community. That's facebook.com/Kemini.Amano, Kemini Nyamani Amano also. And then there's Joy News on TV. I tweet at Kemini or at Joy News on TV. I'll be right back. I'll take some messages. We'll get into other conversations as well. Don't go away.